take a look at the starting lineup. Joe Gertie up in front alongside Critter Malone. In the second row, we'll have Doug Coletta and the sprint car standout Robbie Stanley. In the third row inside, Wally Pankratz, the veteran from Orange, California, and Robbie Flock outside the fast qualifier. Stevie Reeves and Keith Roush occupy row 4. Comprising row 5, there's Jimmy Sills and there's Brett Horriban. In the sixth row, on the inside is Ricky Gray. Outside the winner a couple of weeks back, Russ Gamester. In the seventh row, we'll look to the inside, there's brother Lou Ciccone, and Ron Sleepy Tripp. Then in row 8, on the inside, Dwayne Markham. Outside, number 5 is Roy Carruthers. In the ninth row, paired up will be Jason Jockman and Dennis Hart. And then in row 10, we have a driver's change, but it'll be Jordan Hermansader and Hank Butcher starting outside the 10th row in 2J.
Yeah, that's very interesting. The Butcher's going to be starting in a race car. He drives the team car. They decided to put him in that race car. So it's going to be interesting to see what he can do with it.
And here is a look over the shoulder of Russ Gamester.
Yeah, that's a
will
great...
take us for a ride here this evening with the CarQuest Cage Cam. He won the first outing a few weeks ago. Didn't even get to start the second outing, and last week was in second position. All right, we should get a green, this time by Joe Gertie, who is second in the ESPN television point standings out here. Will lead them around. 2 green flags unfurled. We are racing here at Ventura County Fairgrounds.
Joe Gertie got that nice smooth start that we've talked about all along, how nice and slick he is, keeping the race car straight. Robbie Stanley in that white car followed him right on through. Critter Malone fell to third on that first lap.
And now we take a ride with Russ Gamester. He looks at Lou Ciccone coming off the corner. See Lou bounce around coming off the second turn. Let's ride with Russ.
Yeah, there's going to be some ruts in this racetrack. It's getting a little rough, but Russ Gamester's moving right on by. He's moving right on up.
Battle for the lead up in front. That is Joe Gertie and the yellow number 38 with a camera. Oh, he gets a little bite there, and on the inside is Robbie Stanley. A couple of sprint car nemesis going at it right here.
That's right, 2 sprint car guys really going after it. You see that smoke? Uh-oh, Hermansader spun off the racetrack down there. He's in the infield.
No yellow flag, and look, we have a pass for the lead, and there is your defending USAC sprint car champion out of Brownsburg, Indiana, Robbie Stanley out in front. But here comes Gertie on the inside.
Wow, you can't ask for any better race than that. One guy goes around, the other guy comes back. He's smoking that right rear tire, trying to get back around. He just can't quite get it done.
And look who's up to third position, Robbie Flock. There's a look at Robbie Flock, and he is your fast qualifier, which means if he can win that, he gets an extra $2,000 in the wins exchange.
That's right. Flock is really going front. He started in 6th spot, right around the bottom, right on around Joe Gertie. He is on the move. We expected him to do well, but I didn't think he'd move quite this quick up to the front.
Now we ride with Joe Gertie. There's a look at the white 48. Your leader, Robbie Stanley, down to the inside on the left will be second place, Robbie Flock.
Gertie's your sprint car guy. He's up on the cushion, riding the cushion, trying to catch these guys, but it looks like they're pulling away from him right at this point. But look at this. Sills and Tripp, both these guys started deep in the field. They're already up in the top 5. Pretty amazing.
Sills runs in 4th position. Sleepy Tripp is up to 5th. Critter Malone drops to 6th.
And look at this. Flock is underneath our leader. He's really going after him. Stanley is up on that cushion, bouncing and riding that rocking Bronco like crazy, and he's staying in front right now.
You have to be impressed with these sprint car drivers that come to the lower-powered midgets. In the case of Gertie, he's running without a wing. 10 laps now complete, 20 laps to go, and there is the pass for the lead. Robbie Flock now has the lead, and he can smell that extra additional money this evening.
And as soon as he got around, he moved to the top. He moved to the cushion as soon as he went around Robbie Stanley. I think that's a pretty good indication that cushion might be a faster place to run. He's pulling away from Robbie Stanley right now.
This could be a shootout between Sills and Flock, because Sills, there's a look at Robbie Flock, your 2-time Western States champion. He is leading, but Sills now rides in 3rd position. Oh, look at this battle for the lead again. Sills is back there in 3rd, and now Stanley's up in front.
You can't ask for any better racing than these guys have led and passed and been back and forth 2 or 3 times. Sills is really running fast. He started in 13th position. He's up to 3rd. He's not running quite as roughshod on him. He's not running as dominant as he has the past, but he's still running fast.
There's the battle for 2nd position. That is Robbie Flock in 2nd. That is Jimmy Sills in 3rd.
Sills has moved to the bottom. He seems to be running better on the bottom. It's halfway now. We're halfway through the race. But Sills, I think, is very indicative that he's moved to the bottom of the racetrack. He's not up on that cushion. It may be a little too rough for those coil springs to run up on that cushion.
You talk about a roll of the dice. The yellow flag is out. A problem up there in turn, the interested turn 2. That's Yachman, the 18-year-old high school senior from Fountain Valley. He climbs out. He's okay, but he slides to a stop. That bunches him up, and this may be what Jimmy Sills needed.
This is going to be very interesting. Robbie Flock drove a heck of a race. He's doing a heck of a job. He's run on the cushion. He's run on the bottom. He's run any place he needed to do to move to the front. Also, look at Robbie Stanley. He's done the same thing. He's been passed on the bottom. Flock moved to the top. He went to the bottom and passed Flock back. It's been a very, very competitive race. Sills has got up to 3rd position, but those guys are both running so good. He doesn't seem to have a real handle on them like he has in past weeks. And Trippy, he's moved up to 5th spot from back in, I don't even know where he started, but it was a long ways back. What, 16th?
I want to talk to Bob here. Bob, it looks kind of wild when you're up here watching it. It looks a little more in rhythm when you're out there in the race car.
Yeah, it's really interesting to watch from his perspective. If you want my 2 cents, smooth and Sleepy's pretty tough on these little tracks. So I think Robbie Flock and Stanley are going to have the work cut out, but Stanley's tough too.
Bob, you race the sprint cars as well. You can really address the difference in driving a midget on a small dirt ring like this as opposed to the sprint. Right now, let's go back to Dave. Dave, you're in the pit area.
Yachman started this evening with a heat race victory and ended up in trouble. What happened up there?
All of a sudden, I was just going down straight, and all of a sudden, started popping. Went boom, and I saw a bunch of fire just coming up, man. I just stopped and got out as fast as I could.
No burns?
No, it's fine.
How do you like this business?
It's awesome.
I'd say so. It's green flag. Let's get at it.
I like that description. Awesome. And right there, Robbie Flock goes back for the lead. But here comes Jimmy Sills on the inside, the black number 4, and there's the white 40 on the high side. So 2 different lines, and there's a good look. Oh, talk about a look there. Well, there's Stevie Reeves in number 9. There's Lou Ciccone, and there's Roy Carruthers in number 5, and there's Dennis Hart.
Yeah, there's, what's that, 2, 4, 5 guys,
cars.
plus Keith Roush. He's also in there. That was
Russ
quite
Gamester. Gamester climbs out, one of our cameras
He was
out in that melee. So 5 cars involved inside turn 2. Let's see if we can ascertain what happens here.
Okay, they're all running in the corner. Everything looks to be going pretty smooth at this point, but Keith Roush looks like he bangs into somebody. He got sideways, then Reeves hit him, and it was just a big pileup after that. Oops, Roy Carruthers was right underneath your brother here, Bob. It was, you know, it just got to be a traffic jam.
We're about to go green this time around. There is the green flag, and once again, Robbie Stanley is out in front, and a problem right there. Another tangle in turn 4 as we had the restart. 4 cars involved down there. There's Doug Coletta in the number 22, Critter Malone in number 7, Keith Roush again in number 8, and I can't see the number on the other car down there.
Actually, the whole thing was started by our hero, Jimmy Sills. As we look through here, Jimmy Sills caught a big hole. He got real sideways. He was spun out. But all of a sudden, Gertie hit the front end, straightened him out. But everybody else all got jammed up in behind him, had no place to go. Bang, bang, bang.
Position. And here is a look at the restart. Look how high Jimmy Sills goes. And look at that. He's on the outside of Stanley. And Stanley goes from 1st to 3rd on the restart.
What a great shot. We saw Stanley make a small mistake, and the 2 guys behind him both blew him off. One on the inside, one on the outside.
Look at Sills on the high side.
Sills is really standing on the button. He's really giving Flock all he wants. Oh, he caught a hole. Stanley caught that hole and went out. And as he did, Gertie went right on by him for 3rd position.
And Sleepy Trip goes by for 4th. There's the battle for the lead. Another tangle in turn 4. Here we go again. Well, there's Dennis Hart in 15, and there's Wally Pancratz in 34.
Another multi-car down there.
Is that Stevie Reeves in the white number 9, and is Doug Coletta. We now have Bob Ciccone up here spotting for us, so we have another 4-car tangle.
Yeah, it seems like they're running so close, the racetrack is so fast, that once an accident happens, everybody is nose to tail, and it's just bang, 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 bang. They can't get away from each other. Everybody just stacks up in a big pile, and there's nothing anybody can do, because when you're running through the corner, semi out of control in a slide, and somebody stops in front of you, there's just no way to get stopped in time.
Well, we have completed 1 more lap. We're up to 16. Let's take a look again at the top of your screen. Wally spins to the inside, and almost as an aftermath, Stevie Reeves gets involved with Doug Coletta in the burgundy number 22. And here's the restart from...
what a great shot. Great shot. He got just a little trouble there, Stanley did, And boy, Flock blew by him on the inside, and Sills blew by him on the outside like he was screwed to the racetrack.
And I tell you what, he starts talking to himself when he makes a mistake like that.
Oh, sure you do. You're saying, you big dummy.
Watch it now, watch it now.
You big dummy. You let them both go around you.
Now watch again. There he jumps up again. He's going to lose about 2 or 3 positions right there. Now watch him hit this rut.
Yep. He hit another hole. He bounced again, and he lost another spot when he caught that hole down there. He just had a couple of bad breaks, and every time he caught a bad break, it cost him a spot or 2 spots.
Well, there's a look at Robbie Stanley, who now rides in 3rd position for the restart. 16 laps are completed. 14 laps to go. They pick up the throttle down the backstretch, and once again, Jimmy Sills goes to the high side as we ride with Joe Gertie. Sills way up on the cushion, but he couldn't overhaul Robbie Flock. Flock continues to lead.
Oh, boy, Stanley got real sideways right there. You can see old Joe Gertie getting out of the throttle because he knew that Stanley was going to spin in front of him, but he got it under control and took off again, and Gertie didn't run into him.
Now keep in mind, as we said before, every time Jimmy Sills finishes a race here, he wins. Right now, he's in 2nd place.
This is going to be a battle, Gary, of the guy that is the most consistent. If Robbie Flock keeps running that low groove and doesn't make any mistakes, Sills is going to have a tough time getting around him. But if Sills, I think it's faster around the top, but it's farther around the top, and there are more holes up there. It's going to be a very, very interesting last lap.
It's drying out on the inside, and look at the smoke. He's smoking the tire. We're talking about Robbie Flock. Watch him smoke that right rear.
I think that right rear tire, as he spins it on that slick racetrack, it gets hot, and it gets hot. See, there's the smoke again. The tire's getting hot, hitting the moist dirt. He's not getting a very good bite off the floor. It's slicker and forward than any place else, and that's where Sills is really gaining on him. But he gains it back down in 1 and 2.
Once again, smokes that right rear off the corner, but it's still Robbie Flock.
Robbie Flock is doing a great job. He's running very smooth, very straight. Sills got up on the wall a little bit right there. He's trying his heart out. He just can't quite muster up enough speed to get just that one break. If he ever gets up there and can get just a little bit of a break, he'll pull down and block the racetrack, but he just can't quite do it right now.
Remember last week we said it ain't over till it's over. We've seen some passes on the very last lap, and we are in the waning laps of this race now.
If you think that Jimmy Sills isn't trying his heart out, you're crazy, because he's driving the wheels off that race car. He knows what he's got to do. He's done it. He's done it.
He's done it. And the fans go wild as Jimmy Sills sticks a nose out.
Oh, man, what a job. He made an absolutely perfect corner, and we see some smoke coming out of Robbie Flock's car. I think he's got a trouble with the engine. I think Flock has got some kind of trouble with the engine in that race car. That could have been the reason he got around.
Robbie Stanley runs in 3rd position. We look from the CarQuest cage cam from Joe Gertie's number 38. Joe rides in 4th as we look at Robbie Stanley negotiate turn 2.
He's still running. He's still running right in the middle of the racetrack. Up on the cushion that time. Now then, Gertie's right underneath him. He got a little bit too high that time. Gertie ran right in underneath him.
Back to the front once again, Jimmy Sills. There's the battle for 3rd with Robbie Stanley, the white 48, Joe Gertie in the yellow 38. The white flag will be out the next time around for Jimmy Sills, the Placerville, California veteran, driving the Beast chassis with a Gertie power plant. The car based in Bakersfield, California, owned by Dave Calderwood.
Boy, I'll tell you, Flock is still not giving up. Look at this, 3rd, 4th out. Gertie caught a hole that time. That took him out of contention. He can't get around him now. What a battle these two guys have had, though.
And there's the double checkered flag for Jimmy Sills. He does it. He wins another one. When he finishes, he wins. Flock takes 2nd, 3rd. Well, Robbie Stanley was able to hold off Joe Gertie, but there is a look at Jimmy Sills. And I know we're almost out of time, but I certainly hope we had a chance to take a look at that colorful driving suit that he wears. But once again, when he finishes the race, Dave, he wins it.
He won it tonight. It was spectacular the same way he did it the first time he scored the win here. He drove around the outside of Flock, and he took home the checkered flag and collects the money. Sills comes home a winner on Saturday Night Thunder and remains the most spectacular man in Southern California. What a way to have to do it as he rode the cushion with a car, remember, that had to have its front end changed prior to coming into tonight's competition. He bounced it around in practice and knocked the front end loose. And when it was all done, Jimmy Sills had not only fixed the problem, he'd won the race. Flock is second, Stanley third, Gertie fourth, and Sleepy Tripp still can't win one on television. He settles for fifth here this evening.